35, the age when everyone starts asking the questions. When are you settling down? Have you tried online dating? Maybe you're too picky? But what if being 35 and single isn't your problem? What if it's your greatest gift? You're scrolling through social media again, another wedding announcement, another baby shower invitation, another happy couple vacation photo, and there you are, 35 years old, single, wondering what's wrong with you. Let me tell you something right now. Nothing is wrong with you. But something might be wrong with your approach. Something might be wrong with the story you've been telling yourself about love. Being 35 and single isn't an accident. It's not bad luck. It's a message. Your soul is trying to tell you something important. Are you listening? Here's what I know after working with thousands of souls searching for love. The reason you're still single at 35 has everything to do with what's happening inside of you. Your relationship with yourself is the template for every other relationship in your life. If you don't love yourself completely, you will always attract people who confirm that belief. Think about your last 3 relationships. What patterns do you see? Did you choose people who were emotionally unavailable? Did you settle for less than you wanted? These aren't coincidences. These are reflections of your inner world. But here's what most people don't understand. Here's the part that changes everything. You created these patterns, which means you can change them. You have more power over your love life than you ever realized. But first, you have to stop looking outside yourself for the answers. Let me tell you about Avery, 36 years old, successful career, beautiful woman. She came to me frustrated and confused. Every relationship ended the same way. The men would start out interested, then slowly pull away. We looked at her pattern together. Avery was a giver. She thought this was love. But what she was really doing was trying to earn love through service. She believed that if she just gave enough, they would have to love her back. The problem was that she was giving to get, not giving from love. She was trying to create obligation, not connection. And men could feel this energy. They could sense the expectation behind her generosity. It felt heavy, so they pulled away. Avery had to learn something difficult. She had to learn that love cannot be earned. It can only be received. When she stopped trying to earn love and started believing she deserved it simply by existing, everything changed. The right man appeared within months. Not because she found him, but because she finally became ready to receive him. She had cleared the desperation. She had healed the wound that said she wasn't enough. And from that place of wholeness, love found her easily. Or consider Bishop, 38, and had never had a relationship last longer than 6 months. He was charming and intelligent. Women were attracted to him initially. But something always went wrong. He would find flaws in every partner. This one was too needy. That one was too independent. Bishop was unconsciously protecting himself from intimacy by finding reasons to leave before anyone could leave him first. His criticism of others was really criticism of himself. He didn't believe he was worthy of lasting love, so he sabotaged every relationship before it could prove him right by ending. When Bishop learned to recognize this pattern, when he understood that his criticism was actually fear, he could make different choices. He could stay present when things got real. He could appreciate instead of analyze. He could love instead of judge. 6 months later, he met Jennifer. The old Bishop would have found 100 reasons why she wasn't right. But the new Bishop saw her beauty, her kindness, her willingness to be vulnerable with him. For the first time in his life, he stayed. And she stayed too. They're engaged now. These aren't unique stories. These are your stories, everyone's stories. We all have patterns that keep us from love. The question is whether you're ready to see yours. Maybe your pattern is choosing people who aren't available, married people, people in other cities, people who tell you they don't want relationships. You think you're just unlucky. But unconsciously, you're choosing safety. Or maybe your pattern is the opposite. You fall in love too quickly. You see potential instead of reality. You imagine futures with people you barely know. You give your heart before they've earned it. Perhaps you're the one who always finds something wrong at the 3-month mark, right when things start getting real, right when the other person begins to truly see you. Suddenly, they're not as interesting. These patterns aren't random. They're protective mechanisms. They're ways your unconscious mind keeps you safe from the thing you want most. Because wanting love means risking loss. Opening your heart means risking heartbreak. Being seen means risking rejection. But safety isn't living. Protection isn't loving. The very walls that protect you from pain also protect you from love. And at 35, you have to decide what's more important, safety or fulfillment, protection or connection, fear or love. Stop waiting for the right person to find you. Love isn't something that happens to you. Love is something you create. Love is something you become. When you truly love yourself, you become magnetic. When you know your worth, you attract people who see your worth. When you're complete within yourself, you attract people who enhance your completeness rather than try to fix your emptiness. When someone truly wonderful shows interest in you, how do you react? Do you feel excited and open, or do you feel suspicious and guarded? Do you think about what's wrong with them for wanting you? If you're honest, you might notice that the people who are genuinely available don't excite you as much as the ones who are distant and mysterious, the ones who are hard to reach, the ones who make you work for their attention. Why do you think that is? It's because somewhere inside you believe love should be difficult. You believe you have to earn it. You believe that if someone likes you easily, they must not see the real you. Here's a truth that might shock you. The reason you're attracted to emotionally unavailable people is because you're emotionally unavailable to yourself. How do you talk to yourself when you make a mistake? How do you treat yourself when you're going through a difficult time? Are you kind and compassionate, or are you critical and harsh? This is the mirror principle. Your relationships are mirrors showing you exactly what's happening inside your consciousness. But here's the beautiful thing about mirrors. When you change, the reflection changes. So what does it mean to become the love you're seeking? It means treating yourself with the kindness you want from a partner. It means stopping the constant self-criticism. You learned these beliefs somewhere, maybe from parents who criticized you, maybe from past relationships that hurt you, but you learned them, which means you can unlearn them. You are not broken. You don't need fixing. You are already complete. You are already worthy of love. You are already enough. When you truly know this, everything changes. When you stop looking for someone to validate your worth, you start attracting people who already see it. When you stop trying to earn love, you start receiving the love that's freely given. But this transformation requires more than just understanding. It requires practice, daily practice. It requires you to catch yourself in the old patterns and consciously choose new responses. Start small. Start with how you talk to yourself in the morning. Instead of immediately thinking about what's wrong with your life, spend 5 minutes thinking about what's good, what's working, what you're grateful for. Notice how you feel when you receive a compliment. Do you deflect it? Do you minimize it? Start practicing receiving appreciation. Just say thank you. Let it in. Believe it might be true. Pay attention to your body language when you're out in the world. Are you closed off? Are you looking at your phone instead of making eye contact? Start practicing openness, not desperation, openness. There's a difference. These small changes create big shifts over time. They change your energy. They change how others perceive you. They change what you attract into your life. Because here's the truth that will transform your love life forever. The relationship you have with yourself sets the standard for every other relationship. If you treat yourself with kindness, you'll expect kindness from others. If you speak to yourself with respect, you won't tolerate disrespect from anyone else. But this transformation requires courage. It requires you to let go of familiar patterns that aren't working. It requires you to stop dating people who feel like home if home was dysfunction. It requires you to choose growth over comfort, change over familiarity. Maybe you've been single because you needed this time to heal. Maybe you've been single because you needed to learn who you are outside of a relationship. Maybe you've been single because the universe was preparing you for something beautiful, but first you needed to become someone who could receive it. Think about the relationships you've seen that truly inspire you. The couples who seem genuinely happy together. What do they have in common? They're both whole people who chose to share their wholeness with each other. They didn't get together to fix each other. They got together to celebrate each other. This is what you're preparing for. This is what your singleness has been teaching you. You're learning to be a whole person. You're learning to love yourself completely. You're learning that your worth isn't determined by your relationship status. And yes, it's hard sometimes. Yes, it gets lonely. But what if your singleness is exactly where you need to be right now? What if it's preparing you for the love of your lifetime? Stop fighting your current reality. Start embracing this time as sacred. This time when you get to focus completely on your own growth. Because when you truly love yourself, you become irresistible. Not because you're perfect, but because you're authentic. The person who's meant for you is looking for someone who's done this work. So stop seeing your singleness as a problem to be solved. Start seeing it as a gift to be received. Stop waiting for someone else to make you happy. Start creating happiness from within. Your relationship status doesn't define you. Your worth isn't determined by whether you have a partner. You are valuable because you exist. And when you really know this, love will find you. Not because you've been searching for it, but because you've become it. The love you're seeking is seeking you too, right now, at this very moment. Someone somewhere is hoping to meet exactly who you are becoming. Someone who appreciates your journey. Someone who honors your growth. Someone who sees your single years not as time wasted, but as time invested in becoming the person they've been waiting for. Trust this process. Trust your timing. Trust that every heartbreak taught you something. Every disappointment showed you what you don't want. Every moment alone helped you discover who you really are. You are not behind in life. You are exactly where you need to be, preparing for a love so beautiful, so authentic, so real, that it will make every moment of waiting worth it. Let me tell you about the barriers I'm talking about, because most people don't even know they exist. These are the invisible walls you've built around your heart. Walls made of past hurt. Walls made of fear. Maybe your wall is perfectionism. You think you need to be flawless before you deserve love, so you hide your struggles. You pretend everything is fine when it's not. Or maybe your wall is control. You try to manage every aspect of dating. You have a checklist of requirements. You analyze every text message. But love can't be controlled. Love requires surrender. Perhaps your wall is independence. You've been single so long that you've convinced yourself you don't need anyone. You've built a life that's perfectly arranged around you. The thought of letting someone in feels threatening. These walls feel like protection, but they're actually prison walls. They keep out the hurt, but they also keep out the love. It's time to start taking them down, brick by brick, belief by belief. Start with awareness. Notice when you're building walls instead of bridges. Notice when you're protecting yourself out of love. Notice when fear is making your decisions instead of love. This awareness is the first crack in the wall. Then comes the scariest part. You have to be willing to be vulnerable again. You have to risk being hurt again. You have to open your heart even though it might break again, because a broken heart that's still open is more powerful than a perfect heart that's closed. Vulnerability isn't weakness. Vulnerability is strength. It takes courage to show up as yourself. It takes bravery to love without guarantees. It takes faith to believe in love again after you've been disappointed. But here's what most people get wrong about vulnerability. They think it means sharing everything with everyone. They think it means having no boundaries. They think it means accepting whatever treatment they receive. That's not vulnerability, that's desperation. True vulnerability is selective. It's sharing your real self with people who've earned the right to see it. It's having boundaries that protect your energy while remaining open to connection. It's saying no to what doesn't serve you so you can say yes to what does. And as you practice this kind of healthy vulnerability, something magical happens. You start attracting people who can match your emotional maturity, people who appreciate your authenticity, people who see your openness as a gift, not an opportunity to take advantage. But you also have to be patient with this process. Healing doesn't happen overnight. Changing lifelong patterns takes time. Some days you'll feel strong and clear. Other days you'll doubt everything. That's normal. That's part of the journey. On the difficult days, remember this. Every moment you choose self-love over self-criticism, you're changing your future. Every time you choose to see yourself with compassion instead of judgment, you're rewiring your brain for love. Every act of self-care is an act of preparation for the love that's coming. So use this time wisely. Use this singleness purposefully. Use this opportunity to become the person you want to spend your life with. Because when you love being with yourself, others will love being with you too. Stop counting the years. Stop measuring your life by society's timeline. Stop thinking you're behind because you're 35 and single. You're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be, learning exactly what you need to learn, becoming exactly who you need to become. Your love story isn't over, it's just beginning. But first, you need to fall in love with the main character. You need to become the person you're proud to be. You need to create a life you're excited to share. This is your time. This is your moment. This is your opportunity to transform everything, not by finding someone else, but by finding yourself, not by changing your circumstances, but by changing your consciousness. And let me be very clear about something. This transformation isn't about becoming someone different. It's about becoming more of who you already are. It's about removing the layers of conditioning that have covered your true self. It's about remembering the person you were before the world told you who to be. You see, somewhere along the way, you learned to dim your light. Maybe because someone told you that you were too much, too sensitive, too emotional, too intense, too something. So you learned to shrink. You learned to play small. But the person who's meant for you doesn't want your dimmed version. They want your full brightness. They want your complete authenticity. They want the person you are when you're not trying to be anyone else. The person you are when you're alone and free and completely yourself. So stop trying to be what you think others want. Stop trying to fit into some idea of who you should be. Stop editing yourself to make others comfortable. Start showing up as your true self and see who stays. The ones who stay are your people. The ones who leave were never meant for you anyway. This is especially important in dating. Stop trying to be the perfect partner. Stop agreeing with everything they say. Stop hiding your opinions to avoid conflict. Stop pretending to like things you don't like. Stop being who you think they want instead of who you are. Real love isn't about finding someone who likes your mask. Real love is about finding someone who likes your face, someone who appreciates your quirks, someone who celebrates your individuality, someone who loves you, not despite your differences, but because of them. And yes, this means some people won't choose you. Yes, this means some dates won't lead to second dates. Yes, this means some relationships won't work out. But would you rather be rejected for who you are or accepted for who you're not? Would you rather be loved authentically or tolerated conditionally? When you show up authentically, you save everyone time, including yourself. The people who don't like the real you can move on quickly, and the people who do like the real you can get to know you deeply. This is how you find your person, not by being everything to everyone, but by being something special to someone special. So embrace what makes you different. Celebrate what makes you unique. Honor what makes you you. These aren't flaws to hide, these are gifts to share. These are the very things that will make someone fall in love with you. The love you're seeking already lives within you. The partner you're looking for is looking for someone just like you. The relationship you want is waiting for you to become ready for it. And you're becoming ready with every moment of self-discovery, with every act of self-love, with every choice to honor yourself. You are not too old, you are not too picky, you are not unlucky in love. You are simply preparing for something beautiful, something real, something that will be worth every moment of waiting, every moment of growth, every moment of becoming who you're meant to be. And while you're preparing, I want you to pay attention to something important, the quality of your daily life. Because your relationship with your life is practice for your relationship with another person. How you treat your days is how you'll treat your partner. How you care for yourself is how you'll care for them. Are you living fully, even though you're single? Are you pursuing your dreams, even without a cheerleader? Are you creating joy, even when there's no one to share it with? Or are you putting your life on hold, waiting for someone to start it with you? Too many people treat singleness like a waiting room, like life doesn't really begin until someone joins them. So they postpone travel, they delay adventures, they avoid trying new things, they live half a life hoping someone will come along to make it whole. But this is backwards. This is the opposite of magnetic energy. When you're living fully, you become irresistible. When you're pursuing your passions, you become interesting. When you're creating your own happiness, you become the kind of person others want to be around. Start saying yes to invitations, even if you have to go alone. Start taking that trip you've been postponing. Start learning that skill you've been curious about. Start living the life you want instead of waiting for someone to live it with you. Because here's what happens when you live this way. You become genuinely happy. Not fake happy, not desperately happy, genuinely content with your life as it is. And this contentment is magnetic. It draws people who want to add to your happiness, not people who need you to create their happiness. It also means that when love does come, you won't be so desperate for it that you settle for the wrong person. You won't cling so tightly that you suffocate it. You won't compromise so much that you lose yourself. You'll be choosing from abundance, not scarcity. Trust the process, trust the journey, trust yourself. Your heart knows the way home, and home is not in someone else's arms. Home is in your own heart. When you find that home within yourself, you'll attract someone who has found their home too, and together you'll create something magical. But I need to tell you something about this journey home to yourself. It's not always comfortable. There will be moments when you want to go back to your old ways. Moments when being authentic feels too scary. Moments when self-love feels too foreign. You might find yourself missing the drama of unhealthy relationships, the intensity of chasing someone who doesn't want you, the familiar pain of being treated poorly, because even though it hurt, it was familiar, and sometimes familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar joy. When this happens, and it will happen, be gentle with yourself. Don't judge yourself for having these moments. They're part of the healing process. They're your old self trying to pull you back to what it knows. But you don't have to listen. You can acknowledge the fear and choose love anyway. Remember that every time you choose differently, you're creating new neural pathways. You're literally rewiring your brain for love. You're teaching your nervous system that safety can exist alongside openness, that you can be vulnerable without being violated, that you can love without losing yourself. This is sacred work. This is the most important work you'll ever do, not just for your love life, but for your entire life. Because when you learn to love yourself completely, everything else falls into place. Your career flourishes because you're no longer seeking validation through achievement. Your friendships deepen because you're not trying to be perfect. Your whole life becomes an expression of self-love. And from this place of wholeness, when love does come, it will be different than anything you've experienced before. It won't be desperate or needy. It won't be about filling a void. It will be about two complete people choosing to share their lives together. It will be about enhancement, not completion. Addition, not multiplication by zero. This is the love worth waiting for. This is the love worth preparing for. This is the love that justifies every moment of your singleness, every moment of your growth, every moment of your becoming. So trust the timing of your life. Trust that everything is happening exactly as it should. Trust that your singleness at 35 isn't a mistake or a failure. It's preparation. It's education. It's transformation. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of your transformation. This is not a time of lack. This is a time of preparation. This is not emptiness. This is fullness waiting to be recognized. You are already everything you need to be. You already have everything you need to have. You are already worthy of the deepest love. The only thing left to do is remember. Remember who you really are. Remember what you're really worth. Remember that love isn't something you find. Love is something you are.